Yo, 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 what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? We're back once more with another daily crypto and Casper live stream. And as we can see right now, we are going through quite a severe liquidation event in the crypto market. As per this post from the Watcher Guru here from earlier today, around $205 million was liquidated from the crypto market in the past hour. And of course, we have seen much more of that since. Right now, Bitcoin has lost its key level of support at 100k and is now going on a downtrend, quite a severe correction right now. Currently valued at $96,000. And right now, we have to see where it corrects to. Hopefully, it'll be able to hold strong around these levels of support, not correcting below 92k, but of course, time will tell. But as a result of Bitcoin's correction, and of course, we're still in a Bitcoin dominant market right now, as we can see, according to the Bitcoin dominance, is still very much in control of Bitcoin. Crypto, as a result, is also correcting quite heavily, and Casper, in accordance to the Cas USD not MEXC version, is now valued at 11.3 cents, down roughly 8% on the daily time from Casper, is almost officially crashing. My hope is that Casper can hold this key level of support here, which is around 11, well, at the bottom being at 11 cents. Of course, time will tell. We could see it come down lower to the next level of support, which is around 10 cents. But for me personally, I'm not remotely worried about this correction for Casper. And in a sense, you hear me say it quite a lot recently, of course, but in a sense, I can count myself quite lucky to once more have the opportunity to DC it and get more into Casper at these prices. Ultimately, as the title suggests, crypto takeoff in 2 weeks confirmed, and Blackrock potentially to buy Casper this cycle, more so through the forms of ETFs. We'll talk about all of that in the cycle in this stream, or in the stream. Apologies. Amongst everything else coming right now for Casper, a lot of big updates have just been released for Casper, which is quite bullish. We've got quite a big stream all in all. So as always, should this stream be doing these daily, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Crazy world. Good morning, everyone. Whole market is dumping. Bye. You know what Nathan Rothschild said? When there's blood in the streets, that's the time to buy. He's one of the most wealthy people in the world. Potentially, these are words to live by. But of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research and trade at your own discretion. So, start off with, shout out to Greg, my man, who put in this post into my community earlier today, ultimately talking about, should you be worried about Casper's crypto with the alleged $20 million unlock set to rock Casper's price. I have seen this post already. Came out about 2 days ago now, on the 5th of January, where it came from the Coin Bureau Insider Telegram, talking about Casper having some unlocks, on the 6th, very recently. Now, this is misinformation. Now, I'm not, by any means coming off the Coin Bureau, but this is unfortunate for this case because Coin Bureau is a absolutely astronomical crypto content creator, a crypto influencer, a KOL. He has millions of subscribers, at least I believe so. He has a lot of subscribers. He's a very big channel. Yes, we can see 2.6 million subscribers. And his insider channel, his Telegram chat, was talking about Casper unlocks. The problem with this, which I highlighted in my community when they are sent to this by Greg, is that he's such a massive channel that because of how big his standing is, a lot of, uninformed and new, crypto developer or crypto lovers, people who just finally find crypto for the first time, they will listen to Coin Bureau. They'll hear this and they'll end up thinking negatively of Casper. They'll take his word at face value and not do their own research. They don't realize that Casper, being a Thermos proof of work coin, there is no token unlocks. There's a mining reduction, meaning it's harder or you get less reward for mining Casper, but there isn't a token unlock. So this unfortunately is misinformation. This is why it's important to do your own research. And that is an unfortunate development we've seen in the community. That's not a deciding factor for Casper's price correcting. It's not. If you look right now, for the holders right now, the holders have dropped off quite a bit, where it was recently at 587,000, now down to 580k, but even then it's still sitting at quite a high level. And equally, look at the hash rate right now, has also dropped off a little bit, but equally still standing strong in and around the 1.4 EH zone. So the adoption of Kaspa, while going through a small corrective behavior, if you will, it's still very, very strong. And this FUD, for me, is nothing more than a drop in the water. Soon everybody will know about Kaspa. The other bit of FUD, which I see Crazy World talk about it in the stream as well, on Kaspa Silver video reacting to Crypto John's Kaspa FUD video. I did listen to his video. I watched his video. It was very, very insightful. It kind of highlights similar things I've been saying myself, which is, John's just seemingly, he's a trader more so than an investor. And also, I would like to say it's a bit emotional. I mean, when I watched Crypto John's video, if I'm being honest, and I'm not again trying to come after him, but when I watched it, I felt like I was quite a lot of bipolarism, in the sense that he was always jumping his opinion around, from being like Kaspa Silver mentioned it in his video, from being a Bitcoin maxi to them being a Turbo maxi to them being a Kaspa maxi, and then going back to being a Bitcoin maxi to FUD on Kaspa. But a lot of his negative viewpoints on Kaspa come purely down to the founders are known, unlike Satoshi, who's unknown, but it's still an open source fair launch, so they aren't the CEOs, they're just the developers, the lead developers, all they are. It came down to the bad price action, which if you're holding Kaspa as a long-term investment, that shouldn't matter. And equally also came down to Shai and his activities on Twitter to other people, which, again, if you've got a problem with that, as Kaspa Silver said, I've been saying myself as well, just block him. I don't personally have a problem with Shai. I understand to an extent where he's coming from when he's making his reply to other people. He's being disrespected and being accused of illegal activities. Like, he's within his right to not sit quiet when allegations are going on about him and try and stand up for himself and his friends and team. But that's ultimately what came down to this video. Obviously, if you want to go check it out, it's on his Twitter page, it's also on his channel. And it was quite insightful, but it ultimately came down to, constructive criticism of Crypto John's point of Kaspa, and ultimately just trying to say, not going, even Crypto John stated that Kaspa's going to still likely rally in this cycle and probably only hit $1. That's still a 10x from here. Yes, it's not the moon for prediction everyone was saying, like $10 and $30 that some people were saying, but it's still a 10x from here is a good investment. Ultimately, as Kaspa Enthusiast puts it here, and this is where I ultimately come stand as well, I have no doubt that Kaspa will soon win over many doubters and reward loyal holders. With its revolutionary technology, Kaspa is one of the projects that has the potential to make history, and I believe this with everything I have. I believe in the longevity of Kaspa, what they are building, and that's partly why the title states Blackrock to buy Kaspa this cycle. I think in due time BlackRock will be buying Kaspa through ETFs. But potentially they'll do it this cycle, and I'll explain why as the stream develops more and more. Multiple major developments are coming for Kaspa right now. Here from Caspiano, which is now going to be Kas.com. They're introducing a customizable liquidity partnership on Caspiano, which is ultimately very, very exciting for the development of that section of the community. But that's just not all. Here, Kaspa recently announced the long-awaited developers workshop. The Reachability Oracle with Michael Sutton is now available. It's a 2-hour video on YouTube, and I have not had the luxury yet of listening through and sitting down and listening through to this educational content, if you will. Subtitles will eventually be available. I may be waiting for that just in case, because it'll make things easier. Because I tend to reading while I'm an anime watcher. Those who a little bit extra about me, I'm an anime watcher, so I do like reading and also watching stuff at the same time, and it helps me actually understand it more so. But either way, again, more big developments. The focus of the code walkthrough will be to get an understanding of Kaspa's DAG reachability layer. It's ultimately going into the ins and out of what Kaspa's trying to build, answering hundreds, if not thousands, of such queries per second. That is what Kaspa's trying to build. It's a very revolutionary piece of technology. And as Kaspa puts it here as well, Crescendo also is coming along very, very nicely, that being Kaspa's biggest incoming development right now. Crescendo testing has just been created in their public Telegram, which allows us to stay up to date with all the developers' conversations about Kaspa. Here is the plan that Ovi presented on how to go about testing the 10 BPS hard fork, which you can see here. We should add some replay protection to avoid replaying Tran. I actually once more did get this posted in my community earlier. I'm going to quickly give that guy credit, should I see his name and actually come up where it's due. Unfortunately, he is in streamer mode, so I can't see it, but my man, beginning with T, did put it in our community earlier at about 5 hours ago. So again, shout out to my man, because again, great information for us to understand right here, and then ultimately just talking about, how they can fast track and test Crescendo 10 BPS for Kaspa, which again, revolutionary stuff. As we can see, much planning and coordination are going into this effort to ensure the smoothest transition. This is for your safety and to keep a positive perception of Kaspa to the rest of the world. Ultimately, when 10 BPS comes out, I imagine and I believe and I pray that it will all be smooth and seamless, because ultimately, even if it's a very, very small hiccup, and there's likely to be some, or there could be some, again, nothing's always going to be absolutely perfect, despite how much due diligence Kaspa's doing. If there is any issues, the inherent FUD that will just create, people who just like thinking negatively, which is, again, within their own right to do so, but people who like thinking negatively, they'll latch onto that and just run with it. So Kaspa, obviously right now, they're doing everything they can, communicating with as many people as possible to get things as seamless and as smooth as possible when it comes out in roughly 2.5 months time, potentially earlier. Again, it depends on the level of adoption or level of development coming with this right now. But Crescendo testing doing very, very well. So ultimately, again, very, very big news. And then in some more seemingly surprising but also exciting information here from Crypto Oliver, and Kaspa retweeting it here, that apparently Kaspa's first metaverse is opening its digital doors, which is, I'm very surprised by that. I have not looked into this too much at all, but considering that Kaspa's retweeted it, I guess, Crypto Oliver is, the Spanish and American Kaspa ambassador. So, he works with Kaspa, and they're creating a metaverse, ultimately, a Kaspa metaverse on the horizon, which again, very, very cool things. Nothing, I guess, major, but for the whole idea of getting Kaspa's name out there and just trying to, target as many ecosystems as possible, it's interesting and quite cool to see. So I'll be talking about this probably a lot more. I might even make a video on it at some point later on this week. Currently I'm planning to make a video probably based on what I'm talking about in this stream, which is the possibility of Blackrock having Kaspa this cycle or buying Kaspa this cycle. But yes, a lot of big things for me are coming to Kaspa, and this is why I'm extremely bullish for where Kaspa's coming to as well. Where are they getting unlocking from? I don't know. I really don't know where they're getting unlocking from. I'm assuming, if I go back here, considering I'm assuming it might have been, maybe correlating to the next reduction, but even then the timelines don't really match up, so I don't know where they're getting unlocking from. Either way, it's misinformation, it's not correct, and this is why you need to do your own research, and this is why also you have people like us, not me, us, who will do our due diligence to correct people who have been misinformed, not to slander them or to attack them, but just to correct them and say, you might be worth reapproaching this and looking at it again, because unfortunately you are not correcting this sort of stuff. Taylor, my man, I caught early today, always 30 minutes late. It's great to hear from you. Glad to have you in the stream, my man. Hope you had a very, very good day. He says Kaspa is dead and then says it's going to 10x. Yeah, I know. The video from Kaspa Silver on Crypto John, it's a very, it's a very, for me again, with not throwing too much shade, or I'm not trying to throw any shade to Crypto John, it's seemingly quite a bipolar viewpoint in my belief. Because again, he's basically saying I'm going to go to turbo because I think I'm going to make more gains quicker, but he's still saying that Kaspa will still 10x. Yeah, again, it's a good watch. Kaspa Silver is all there. Yeah, again, I think in regard to the content creators for Kaspa, one of my favorites that I do watch one of my favorites is Kaspa Silver, because he does have a very logical level, like I said, a very level head when he's making his viewpoint and understanding. And he also is not like, he's pretty much just a sole investor. He doesn't really do any form of trading at all. So he's quite a very, just one project mind focus, which I think is quite beneficial for the Kaspa community as well. Turbo is down more than Kaspa right now. That's what happens when there's no conviction. I mean, that's what happens with meme coins in general. Meme coins are very, very, the very community incentive, right? If the community of Turbo is really bullish at the time, that'll pump. But ultimately, it's if the community decides just to leave Turbo all out of the blue, then it will come down. I think Turbo will probably do well this cycle. But at the same time, from my knowledge, when Crypto John cycled over to Turbo, I'm pretty sure he was doing it, or when he made a video about it, it was near, its top, so to speak. Now, Crypto John's already disclosed as well, he's made a lot of money from Turbo. Fair enough to him. I just hope that, he won't end up... Because again, a lot of people who follow him, who are in the community, I imagine just follow him blindly. So I just hope that they don't get caught out by this. That's all my hope, really. Yeah, Kaspa Unlock, unfortunately, is not correct, but it's fine. Soon everyone will know about Kaspa. The whole world will know, and us, many doubters and loyal holders, will be rewarded for it. What's up, dude? Remember, back to the stream. Let's hope that within 2 weeks it will start again, but still a lot of liquidity to take. But the 10 cents are in sight, the last dip before the next boom. I'd like to hope so as well. I'll get into the 2-week section of the title in a moment. It basically comes down to this very, very bullish interview here on Fox News with Mike Johnson, the new Speaker of the House, ultimately talking about Trump. Some may have seen this already, but for me it's extremely bullish because it confirms stuff that I'd already stated, but hearing it from his mouth in itself is, it's even more bullish. What anime do you watch? Oh, mate, I haven't watched any in quite some time, but I have a whole plethora. My favourite one's called 86. One of my other favourite ones, of course, is One Piece, the GOAT anime. You've got Naruto, you've got Tokyo Ghoul. I could talk about anime for ages, but I don't want to sidetrack too much from the contents of today's stream. Of course, I'm happy to talk about it more in the community server. I know you're already a part of my man. So again, those who want to join, talk about crypto, anything else, just have a general chat as well. Other market sentiment, everything else, to come check out the free Discord server. Again, link in the description, chat, and also now on YouTube homepage as well. It's a good listen, but nothing we don't already know. More for new people to get thinking of getting in on Kaspa. Yeah, pretty much. That's ultimately what the video is. But either way, it's insightful. And this, for me, again, massively backtracking now, is ultimately, I still think Kaspa's going to do very, very well. And people who do get into Kaspa now, where I see it, again, this is not financial advice, but I think Kaspa has very little downside from here. I think worst case, Kaspa may come down to maybe 8 cents, but it does depend on the severity of Bitcoin's correction. I say maybe worst case 8, maybe 7 cents. So even from now, then, if you were to get in, you're looking at 30% potentially, something like that. And then that's, again, extreme scenario. I can't say it's going to happen for sure. I'm more optimistic we're going to see more positive price action as opposed to negative. And then obviously, returning to all-time highs, almost a 2x from here. There's still a lot more room to grow, and I think Kaspa's going to, again, we're going to be handsomely rewarded for holding Kaspa for this long. Again, I've been doing streaming, this content, live streams since the 1st of August when Kaspa actually started correcting. So, and throughout this whole time, my convictions never wavered. I have no reason to. I invest into Kaspa, I DC into it, and I see it as a very, very good long-term hold. What's up, KJ? Oh, my man, welcome back to stream. Jose as well, go back to the stream, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. The metaverse looks like Roblox. Kaspa goes into Roblox, could catch a lot of parents' eyes and make Kaspa rocket as well, potentially. I mean, yeah, the metaverse, from what little I've actually looked into it, does look quite interesting. And I mean, metaverse is not really a sector that's really taken off massively just yet. But with the nature of where gaming's going as well, and with AI and, general hardware also improving more and more, you can see these sort of developments also increase as well. So this could also be inherently very good for Kaspa in terms of getting its adoption out there and helping its price as well. But of course, that's speculative. Time will tell. I mean, they've got some group meetings happening on Thursday in 2 days' time. So potentially we can hear more about that as well when they have their AMA about it. But yeah, Kaspa, big things coming through it. One thing here, of course, which we all should know about is not the if for me, it's the when. When the likes of biggest exchanges, biggest tier ones, the likes of Binance, will end up listing Kaspa. We've already seen numerous posts here. They were attending the Kaspa booth at the Australian convention not that long ago. They have a mining pool right now incentive for Kaspa. The post here where it suggests that typically after the mining pool incentive, The listing tends to happen within weeks afterwards, after it's finished. So potentially we could see Kaspa happening again. I made a video not that long ago, about 4 or 5 days ago now, 3 days ago even, talking about the possibility that Binance may list Kaspa by the end of this month, if not early February, based on that sort of information, and that of course will help massively for Kaspa price going forward as well. And of course on CoinMarketCap, being Binance's run website, they have supported wallets, Binance Worthy Wallet and Trust Wallet on the Kaspa page, which again is a very big indicator that Kaspa has been integrated into Binance and therefore potentially leading to an inevitable soon spot listing. Kaspa right now, of course, market cap's come down quite a bit, but its volume is at 115.7 million, which again, not long ago we were seeing it at 300-400, so it's still not as good as we'd like to see it, but ultimately is up 10% on the daily, which is better. Of course, majority of volume right now still with MEXC, currently at 24%. L Bank has rocketed up around 20% now. That's quite a rare occurrence. And yes, once more, BitGet up to 9%, Bybit 6.2%. Ultimately, we need more from the big listings again, and I think we'll see that hopefully turn more when you have the developments coming through in the cycle, and when you get other big developments happening in the space as well. So obviously, crypto liquidity right now. Well, this post here from Dr. Martin Heisberg. Venture capital funding in crypto is predicted to hit a staggering $18 billion next year, rebounding from $13.6 billion in 2024. So potentially last year seemingly was a recovery year for crypto, which is interesting considering that last year we saw Bitcoin go from roughly 30k or 40k bottom to peaking at 108k, and that was a recovery year. For Kaspa, seemingly, yes, that was definitely a recovery year, because in the span of its year life cycle, it went from around 10 cents, give or take, around this region here, and of course now it's at a similar price right now. So yeah, for Kaspa most definitely was a recovery year. But yes, seemingly right now 2025 is shaping up to be, a year of growth explosion. Confidence is returning to the market, a clear indicator that the winds are changing here. Opportunities don't wait, and 2024 is a stress test. 2025 is a launch pad. Remember as well that Dr. Heisberg also mentioned that Bitcoin was the Kaspa testnet. While again Bitcoin and Kaspa both being proof of works, they're still inherently two different projects. One's a blockchain to a block DAG, being Kaspa. But for what Kaspa's building, I do believe that Kaspa is going to significantly change this space again. What they are building will have the potential to make history. And crypto adoption right now is going parabolic. Elena Terrett here put this as a big win for Coinbase, as a judge has granted the company a very rare interlocutory appeal, which means she's allowing Coinbase to leave to make a request to the Second Circuit appealing the SEC's assertion. This happened between Ripple and the SEC, where Ripple and the SEC were constantly trying to do this sort of back and forth sort of thing, and Ripple tried to ask for an interlocutory appeal, and the judge kept saying no, you're not allowed. Coinbase asked, and the judge either said nothing or said you're not allowed, and now they're actually allowing it, which is a clear indicator that the whole dynamic around crypto is changing. Even the courts now, who for the most part have been grilling the SEC for their lack of regulatory approval, or just their hypocrisy, the arbitrary and capricious rules around crypto. Similarly, now they're also, those who were seemingly a bit against it or a little hesitant, now are starting to change their minds as well. So yeah, ultimately the SEC now is going to have an interlocutory appeal come back to it, which is once more quite convenient that this is happening, considering that Gary Gensler is going to be leaving in about 13 days or 12 days, and then Trump and Paul Atkins will be coming in on 13 days. But yeah, this is a very, very big win for Coinbase. Not to mention as well, the CFTC chair says he will be stepping down from his role effective January 20th. Again, similar timeline as Trump getting inaugurated, and his last day on commission will be February 7th. So what we're seeing right now is all the old generation, those who are in power or leading with Biden, with Trump coming in power, all of these senior positions are now leaving, and pretty much all of them, to my knowledge, have been replaced with pro-crypto candidates. Paul Atkins, Mike Flood, and many, many more. Speaking of which, let's pay extremely close attention to this video here on Fox News with Mike Johnson, who was just re-elected as the Speaker of the House of Financial Services, confirm And with Trump's crypto agenda, pro-crypto agenda, his laws to be releasing out very, very soon, they plan to implement this stuff immediately. And that is only 13 days away. Right now, they're doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that when Trump's inaugurated, they can push it out pretty much at the snap of fingers. Listen very closely, it's absolutely huge news.
Drive in.
How do you plan to execute President Trump's agenda?
Beginning immediately. We, as you said, indicated there, we gathered all the House Republicans together yesterday and had a full day of work. We went to Fort McNair, which is a short drive in Maryland, and everyone was enclosed together for 8 or 9 hours straight talking about our reconciliation agenda and the America First agenda. You know, we're 15 days out from the inauguration of President Donald J. Trump for his second term, and we want to make sure that we're jump-starting the agenda now over the next 2 weeks so that he's prepared and ready on day one. We have a lot to do, as you know, and we've been putting all the plays together and figuring out the sequence of how we're going to run those plays, and we're really excited about it.
So, very, very straightforward, pretty much, from Mike Flood there. Not Mike Flood, Mike Johnson. And again, it's absolutely huge, huge news. He's confirming here now that we're going to see a lot of incoming regulations to crypto pretty much as Trump gets into office, which it does coincide once more with previous sources I have shared, that after the Congress reconvened on the 3rd, 4 days ago of January, a lot of these crypto laws and legislations, being the FIT 21 bill and the stablecoin bill, would likely be approved almost immediately or very soon after Congress reconvenes. So it's, again, stuff that we were calling quite a while ago, and this is information that I actually put ahead of the time in my community, in the executive stage of the community as well, which right now the 7-day free trial, those who want to go check it out, link down below in the chat and also in the description. There's many, many more things coming to this side of the community as well as the whole community. But this is sort of information coming to this place right now. And Trump is going to make some significant changes, at least seemingly, on at least the way it's being portrayed right now, is Trump's going to make a lot of changes in this space. President-elect Trump says interest rates and inflation are too high, and this is quite serious. Information's recently come out that interest rates are skyrocketing, which is weird because, well, Fed rates are coming right now, but typically speaking, rates tend to drop when this Fed pivot tends to happen, so to speak, but they're not. They're rising higher and higher. The 10-year note yield is nearing 4.7%, with mortgage rates on their way to 8+%. And seemingly this has never happened before, according to the Kobe's letter here. So in the TLDR of this whole thread here, it's basically talking about the fact that what we're likely going to see next year, or at least Apollo estimates as a 40% chance, almost half, of there being rate hikes returning next year, because the way to combat inflation is to rise interest rates. The problem is, and this is why there's also the term being thrown around, there being stagflation right now, is it's pretty difficult for Donald Trump or for America in general to, cut rates, because interest rate is just rising higher and higher, so they can't cut it more because they make it rise higher again. But they can't also raise rates because the unemployment rates are also increasing more and more as well. So the whole quote-unquote soft landing the Fed was promising, and this whole the economy is not too bad, is kind of coming out to light that we are quite a disastrous situation right now. And then we have this video here from Trump. 11 seconds, I'm not going to play it because we just basically TLDR right here, or explains it here. Trump basically just said that we will cut taxes, slash regulations, raise wages, and boost incomes at a pace the world has not seen before. Now, will he do this again? We'll have to wait and see. He's got a massive uphill battle ahead of him. The economy is effectively handed to him, limping, barely breathing. He's got a lot to do to try and somehow fix this. If I'm being honest, I think it may be even too much for him. I don't know if anyone can really fix the economy. I know there was a post a while ago from Warren Buffett stating that the way you can just easily fix the economy is just having all the politicians I think it was pay 3.5% of their, their wages, and that will completely remove all the, economic crisis we have right now. I have to find the post so I can properly quote it. But this is one of many, many plans that Trump has to try and, quote unquote, make America great again, to save America. And crypto seemingly is going to be an integral part of that, because again, it has the potential with certain assets to tokenize debt, to, tokenize real estate, and just basically bring everything on chain, which can eliminate this so-called, issues, so to speak, they're having right now. There's a lot of documentation here, which I'll go back into in a moment, talking about we're in the biggest financial reset in history. A lot of that happening behind the scenes, which is very, very big. But now, into circling back from here, why does the title of the stream say Blackrock to buy Kaspa this cycle? Because we're going to see regulations come through very, very soon, potentially immediately, in accordance to Mike Johnson. So, with that, we'll see probably stablecoin bills coming out very, very shortly, if not immediately. Equally, the FIT21 bill. So you'll see a green light being given for these financial institutions and wealth managers to start adopting and trading with digital assets. You'll see probably fast track on an ETF launched, with Eric Bolton saying that you have the likes of Litecoin getting one, HBAR getting one, you'll get XRP and Solana as well, I'm sure. And of course, I've coincided the fact that you should get Litecoin because it's the commodity of Bitcoin. Then Kaspa, by that logic, should get one as well. Kaspa already has ETPs through Valor funds. So Kaspa already has access to institutions, while not mass adoption. It's got adoption with institutions now, a small amount of it, which is bullish. They are part of Zodia. And Zodia has clients like 21 Shares. And 21 Shares has the world's largest offering of crypto-related ETPs, European version ETF. So we could potentially see 21 Shares launching Kaspa ETPs as well, which would be very, very big. Also, speaking of, the shift happening right now, very, very soon, Paul Atkins should be getting into office similar time, 20th of January, and Securitize and Zodia are in partnership as well. And Securitize, and Paul Atkins, the new SEC chairman, is the board member of Securitize. So Kaspa has a loose connection, distant connection, but has a connection to the new SEC chairman. And then arguably, or not even arguably for me, the biggest part for me is the fact that Grayscale has already got Kaspa under consideration, which is a very, very big deal. So Wall Street are looking at Kaspa already, and that is also very evident when you consider that Zodia's partnerships also include the likes of Marathon, and Marathon also do mine Kaspa. In regards to Grayscale right now, the research updates they made for the top 20 crypto assets did not include Kaspa for this quarter, but I would not be surprised, again not financial advice, to see Kaspa be added for Q2 when the next report comes out. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. But in regards to Marathon, as we should already know, as I've checked it a lot of times in the past, Marathon have been mining Kaspa, and they hold quite a significant amount of it, at least 107 million last time we had information about it. And their next quarterly report will be coming out in February, I believe it's 26th. So we'll likely see the report come out, and we'll probably see an increased accumulation of Kaspa added to their balance sheets. They've been mining Kaspa in 2023, September. And they've been increasing the allocation more and more and more. And that's also proved in this post here from 3D Rudy. A transcript of what Fred Thiel, the CEO of Marathon, stated to Forbes. Where Forbes here was asking about the fact that they've been mining Kaspa. And Fred Thiel replied, "We continue to mine Kaspa. We've grown our capacity a handful of times since we first announced that we are doing it. And we've seen that proof already here." Not to mention as well, they also announced, or Fed also announced, amongst everything else, that Kaspa has some very strong price appreciation as of late. So we have a hold of a deal life strategy around some of the Kaspa. Of course, the price has not done that well recently, but they still have a hold on for deal life strategy with Kaspa, and I'm not surprised because they also understand the sort of developments coming to Kaspa with potential ETFs. Wall Street, of course, looking at them. With the fact that you have Binance again looming with Kaspa. All the other big developments coming to Kaspa that will help its price action very, very soon. But that's not the only post as well. Then Forbes also, to an extent, tried to FUD Kaspa, or I guess try and get a bit more nitpicky about it. And they said it's hard to ascertain real discernible use for it beyond just people mining it and then sending it back and forth. And Fred Thiel replied saying that Kaspa as a technology is very interesting. It's a web chain block DAD versus a blockchain, a web of blocks versus a linear line of blocks, and Kaspa has a very fast transaction speed and also has very high emission decline. ultimately they said that, but as long as we can mine it profitably and there's a good liquidity market for it, then we just view it as a great source of revenues. Now, why is this also important, and how does it relate to BlackRock? Well, because BlackRock is the top institutional shareholder of Marathon Digital Holdings at 14.05% last checked. And as I mentioned in the past, which is very important to note, Marathon inherently can't make any massive decisions without their shareholders' green light, with their going ahead. So whenever Marathon had decided to buy more Bitcoin, or when they decided more importantly to diversify to mine Kaspa, they would have to ask their shareholders, definitely their biggest one, BlackRock, if they are happy with them doing so. Meaning, therefore, BlackRock, by that logic, will have to know about Kaspa. And that's also why I state in the title why I believe that BlackRock could potentially buy capital cycle through ETFs, as Grayscale's already launched an ETF with Kaspa, or no, it's considered at least, and with massive regulatory shifts happening in just 2 weeks' time, you can see a fast tracking of adoption. A lot of these stagnant ETFs, stagnant ETFs and ones that are under consideration be pushed towards it. Yes, we're now looking at them properly now. Institutions getting more and more involved to see probably potentially quite a rapid acceleration of adoption. And that also may lead to the other wealth managers and even BlackRock to start actively getting more and more in crypto as well. Right now they only have Ethereum and Bitcoin. There are so many more ETFs that are due to be listed in this cycle, and I do still believe that Kaspa is one that will likely get one as well. And I think BlackRock will also list one as well, because again, they are connected to Marathon, and Marathon have been mining Kaspa since 2023. Announced it publicly in July of 2024 last year, but they've been doing it since 2023. So actually, they would have asked BlackRock way back in 2023. Almost a year and a half ago, they asked BlackRock, can we mine Kaspa? And they would have had the green light to do so. It's a very, very big deal. And that's also just a testament to what Kaspa is. Over 11 years of research, 4 iterations of a protocol generalizing over Nakamoto consensus and improving it without any changes that works. This is what Aviv Zohar and Son Polinsky are creating, or Aviv Zohar being Son Polinsky's mentor, but with what those two envision and what Son Polinsky and Microsoft are creating with Kaspa. Very, very, revolutionary technology, and why, again, as Kaspa states here, has the potential to make history. And I think it will. With what they're building in space, I think they will. And there's a lot more coming to the space of what we're going to Chaos 20 and more, and to get into the stream as well. And the AI bought today 21 Kaspa. Big up to my man again. Love to hear it. Building that bag more and more at these prices is looking like a very decent opportunity, in my opinion. Not financial advice, of course, though. But yes, Kaspa right now going through a bit of a correction. Should Bitcoin continue to bleed, we might see Kaspa and crypto going out a little bit further. But at the same time, with what's to come in 2 weeks, it might just be, in my belief, the final liquidation before the institutional adoption goes parabolic. Do you also think Nacho will boom, or maybe Kango has a better chance? Good question. I think both have a very, very strong community behind it and inherently should do quite well. I think a lot of these tokens can do quite well in this cycle, when the cycle starts picking up more so, and especially for Kaspa, when Kaspa starts picking up more so. Nacho and Kango, I think, the two front runners right now. And speaking of which, actually, I was scrolling through the telegrams of some of these memes earlier today, and I did once more put the information in my community. So once more, if you want to, get access to information firsthand, then go check it out. Free community, link in the description, chat, also my homepage. But in the community, I mentioned that with Kango, the Kango developer Raul mentioned that apparently the Kango TikTok will be going live tomorrow, which will inherently help getting this adoption out there more. So that could be helping out with getting new Chaos 20 money coming in. That will help its price go up as well. Potentially very, very big deal. And then equally with Kaspa Ghost here, they're making some very good headways in the listing departments. Pionex US apparently is on the horizon. And you got Bitmart as well, seemingly quite close as well. And also recently they got on exec as well, similarly to Nacho. So a lot of these projects seem to have a lot more, room for growth as well, and they're making some big developments in listings and also just trying to get that adoption up more and more, which is ultimately a very, very good thing. I hope the MPS will lounge as well. That will be a game changer. I mean, yeah, I think 10 BPS will also be a game changer, no doubt about it. I think that I don't think it'll be necessarily a price pumper, so to speak, but I think it will definitely help in getting Kaspa's, foundation, more set in stone and helping its adoption grow more and more, because it will end up being able to compete with these other major chains in this space because of its ability to no longer need scalability. It'll be scalable enough as it is. What's up, Zama man? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing very, very well. Crapter, Kaspa's doing very badly right now. What's up, Bees? Welcome back to the stream, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well as well. What's up, my man? Welcome back to the stream as well. My friend says CG put a buy alert out an hour ago for his private group for the Pepe KRC20. If we look at Pepe right now, okay, it looks like so Pepe's dropped down quite a bit then. Pepe right now is down 10%. Volume is not there at all. And the market cap's quite low, so either it's not updated on KRC20 or he's not done it just yet, or it was a quick hour pump and dump thing. Again, is you going to do that? Trade at your own discretion. I personally would be a bit more conservative with some of these memes. And I think, obviously I've been trading a bit of Solana memes, people I've probably come to learn recently, and even then, it's got to make sure you do your own research in that regard, sort of things. I think that Pepe, I do like the concept behind Pepe right now, but as we can see, there's just literally no adoption with it. Zero holders, little to no holders, volume is quite low. I haven't got a problem with the project at all, but the adoption's not there. And with CG in his community, he can very easily pump this up quite high because, again, he's got quite a big following. So, just, again, trade your own discretion, my man. If Binance or another tier 1 doesn't list Kaspa after MPS hard fork, where do you think Kaspa goes from there? It's tough to say, truth be told. I think Kaspa will be getting tier 1 listings this cycle. I'm still optimistic that Binance will do so in this quarter. Of course, I'll have to wait and see. I think if crypto adoption starts going really, really parabolic, which again seems to be literally 2 weeks away now, or starting to happen in 2 weeks away now, then I think we will start seeing a lot of these exchanges start to also ramp up their listings and maybe even fast track Kaspa listing, because again they know that Kaspa's about to, crypto and therefore Kaspa's going to start rallying higher and higher. If we don't get to one listing this cycle, which I think is extremely unlikely, I think Kaspa will probably finish around 50 cents max. But that's with no tier 1 listed, and again for me that's extremely unlikely. I think we're getting Binance this cycle. I think we're getting OKX this cycle. Coinbase I'm a bit more hesitant of and standoffish about. But I think many of the major top tier exchanges, Crypto.com, Gemini, Binance, OKX, and those ones will be listed Kaspa this cycle. For me, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. CG is a moon boy. Yeah, he does have that. I think he's still preaching $10 Kaspa this cycle, which, yeah, sure, if he wants to believe that, I think is extremely unlikely. With where Kaspa's at right now, with the nature of the crypto cycle right now, $10 Kaspa, putting it at around a $250 billion market cap. If you look at the market cap right now, of course, all these cryptos are going to rally higher and higher, but after, that, if you say that right now, that put Kaspa at number 3, which I just, You'll see the market cap. I imagine you'll see the top 10 market cap all be above 100 bill this cycle. So you want to be in the top 10, you're going to be above 100 billion. I don't think Kaspa is going to get 250 billion this cycle though. I think that's a bit excessive. Population 2025. I'm not a financial advisor. It ultimately comes to your own research. If I was to make a prediction though, based on developments, I'm hoping for between $2 to $4. But if it goes higher, if we don't reach that again, I'm holding Kaspa long term, so it doesn't really bother me when we finish the cycle, because I'm holding it for future cycles as well as a long term investment. But I think in February, that's the belief happening right now, and I'm hoping that will happen, because again, that'll be much needed adoption that will help capital price rally higher and higher. Feds run their mouth tomorrow, unemployment's Friday. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm definitely looking out for that information, because that will also help us decide ultimately where it is. Although, saying that, there have been incidences where I believe the unemployment data has been coming out, and it actually has been... I don't want to, I think it's been... I don't want to say manipulated, but it's not been 100% accurate. There have been cases of that. Or at least some of the data has been. There's always been a bit of that sort of information stuff happening, and then it comes out later on, oh, actually we were massively off. It's like, well, why were you off? They're numbers. They shouldn't be hard to run. It's not, you've been doing it, you should have people who've been doing this stuff for years or should understand it. It shouldn't be hard to run the numbers. I don't know how to run the numbers. Properly I've not looked into it, but again, you're hiring people to actually run the economic numbers. So they should know what they're doing. But we'll find out more about it, and yeah, we'll see ultimately what happens. Again, seemingly got a massive uphill battle for Trump, and he's got a lot of drastic things he's going to try and do to help combat and again make America great again. And we're seeing ultimately a massive shift happening with crypto right now, and I think crypto will be an integral part to Trump's saving of America plan, and that's why Mike Johnson's going to want to fast track these adoption and laws into crypto very, very soon. Moon price at $27. If that's for Kaspa, then yeah, that is for me. I know everyone's just joking. It's ridiculous, absolutely insane. I wonder, are the exchanges saving Kaspa for the bear market? Nah. They're trying to find the best opportune time for it. They're not going to launch Kaspa. They're not going to want to launch Kaspa at all-time highs, because the amount of profit they can make from it is lackluster. They want to launch it at a better, lower level. But equally, there's many things to consider. Again, 10 BPS, hard fork, that is also going to potentially be a hindrance and causing some issues. Hence why it's been a bit standoffish. But equally, there are many, many more, crypto developments in the cycle as well like that. There's a lot of things happening. So it's quite hard to really determine what the exchanges are thinking. But I think they'll be listening up in the cycle. Coinbase may be late, but I think with what's happening, you'll see it cycle. What's your take on AI agents? Extremely bullish on AI agents, Beebs. Extremely bullish. And actually, that's one of the main things that we've been talking about in our What page. Put a lot of, it's been a very, very, I think very informative thing so far. I had it for about 2 or 3 weeks or so far. And yesterday we ended up making it available for a 7-day free trial. Those who want to learn more about it, again, link in the description, chat, also my homepage. But if you join now, you can get a 7-day free trial, and you'll be grandfathered in at this price, because there's a chance that we'll end up raising the prices in the future. But 7-day free trial, go check it out. And we've made a lot of very, very profitable picks so far already. Many of them have been AI agents. This one here was AI based. XO Cortex made a 25x on this one. Near the early stages of launching our WAP. Then we also had this one here, which is not AI, but actually this one was, we can see right now it's at 97 mil market cap. People who are in the executive page, who are part of it, they would have found this when I put it in at 30 mil. So it would have been an easy 3x. And for me personally, not financial advice, I think MRG is one that can run a lot higher, because, and I'm going to put this in I'm going to put the information about it, I imagine, in the server as well. But the reason why I think MRG is one that will probably run higher, again, do your own research, but it's because you got like the Phase members behind it. Phase Banks is actively shilling it. Murad is in the MRG chat as well. So it's got a lot of massive hitters who are, behind, or at least in and around the project, and even and shilling it, which is hence why I got into it at 30 mil. Obviously they were in earlier, and then you saw Phase Bank literally tweet about it and make videos on Snapchat about it, stuff like that, and it's just jumped up 3x in a day. So that's, again, people who are part of the executive page, they saw we made a 3x on that very, very quickly, and I think it's going to go up higher, which is very, very big. Also put this pick in a while, got another AI agent build, which has come down a little bit, but either when you saw a 5.5x when I put that in again at around 11, 12 million market cap. So yeah, so far it has been very, very, I'd say it's been quite insightful. I think a lot of people in the executive page have seen a lot of positives and quite a lot of profit from it as well. And I'm hoping to try and ramp up again very, very soon, even offering us much more. So if you want to go check it out, again, links in the description, chat, also my homepage, and you can go and check it out, and you can, 7-day free trial, see what you think, And if you like what you see, then by all means, welcome you. Linking it in the chat right now. I'm pretty sure that the second biggest holding is Binance Wallet. Look at the wallets right now. No, this wallet is KuCoin. It has been confirmed. I don't have the post up. I think that has been put in our community. Crazy World. I'll see if I can find it. But this second wallet is actually a KuCoin wallet. It's not Binance. The one that's speculated to be Binance wallet is this one here. But this one is KuCoin. That one I'm very, very confident of. What's up, Nick? My man, back to the stream. I'm wondering if anyone here from the UK is holding Casper on Uphold. I'm holding around 14k tokens. I'm wondering if anyone knows how to do stop loss order. I don't hold it on Uphold, no. That I'm sure people in my community, again, Discord server, go check it out, will know the answer to that. Equally, you can go check out the support, or if you are in need of assistance, then I'm sure I can try and help out after the stream's done and see if I can find an answer for you. But the best course of action, truth be told, Nick, would be to try and reach out to the Uphold support, and get it directly from them. I believe when Trump gets in a couple of weeks, we are going to see some crazy stuff in the market, and then Casper hits 10 BPS and Binance. I think I think a lot of the developments happening in this space seem to be aligning up quite nicely. 2 weeks seem to be quite a big time coming very, very soon, and that's ultimately again why the opportunities and benefits and the picks we've already put in the community have been very, very profitable and been very, very bullish, I believe. And with Trump's inauguration less than 2 weeks away now, the potential, therefore, of crypto rallying more so means there's going to be even more opportunities available to potentially make profit. And the profits I've been making through that, I've been putting it into Casper more and more, DCing into it. At these prices, I'm very confident that Casper is going to do very, very well. And I'm lowering my average as well, which I'm happy about. But yeah, again, just going to check it out. Again, 7-day free trial. Link in the description chat, also my homepage. Moon Lambos all over. I think we still got time, my man, personally. I made a double order at dealership. Big up to my man, love to hear it. Next Graceful report comes on the 15th of January 2025. Well, I look forward to that then. Next week's stream will hopefully, we can pray, will hopefully showcase Casper's name in that list. If that's true, then hopefully you'll see it in that list, and the FOMO will be crazy. I'm not saying you'll see a price pump from that, but the community FOMO will be big if Grayskull have confirmed they are now researching Casper for the next quarter, whenever it may be. So that's, again, very, very big. How you have money to live in London. There was today in Wales, in something news that rent almost in yesterday's news. Okay, it's a struggle. I mean, yeah, London is a very, very expensive city to live in. It is not easy, to say the least. That's partly why my Casper bag is not as big as I'd want it to be, because, again, I spent all my money on this stupid rent. But, I mean, yeah, hopefully Casper will... Well, I'm not even hopefully. I'm personally confident Casper will do very well, and I won't have to worry about that anymore, or at least not to the same extent. And also, we'll have to see what happens again. Might see a whole... There's a lot of talk about recession. That's not me trying to fearmonger. There's also about recession, though, so we may see a whole, shift, if you will. I was too early again buying Casper. Hey, maybe you were devious, maybe you were. I still think I'd rather be too early than be too late. I thought it was interesting that Solana does over 2 blocks per second. When 10 BPS comes, that will be huge. Then comes 32, then Ultimate creates 100 BPS. I mean, yeah, Solana right now is quite quick, but it still is not secure, and it crashes quite a lot. So while Solana's decent, it's actually the most used chain to my knowledge right now. Very, very good in that regard. Casper won't flip Solana in that sort of regard this cycle, but you'll start seeing it make a real name for itself with Dagnite, 10, 30 to 100 BPS, with smart contracts, all sort of stuff that will allow it to start actively competing for, a top spot in this ecosystem. It's just extremely early right now. But think about it. Think about it this way. If you have the opportunity to invest into Bitcoin or Apple or Microsoft, in the early days, in the first 3 years of their cycle, now you'd say yes, you would. That's how I view Casper. I'm holding Casper now, so that in 20 years I'll be like, yeah, I'm glad I got in when I did. So I mean, yeah, I'm obviously going to be taking profits here and there to cycle it more so into it and try and get better, make more of my money of it. But I'm holding Casper long term. And yes, as Vilk or Viki, apologies my man, I'm butchering your name, but as he states, I'll be doing these streams every single day. I think I'm going to check it real quick. I think I'm on stream 162 or 63 in a row, which is quite nuts to be fair. Surely you should be doing these daily. Leave a like, share your friends, and subscribe for more. Can you see why the clickbait titles Blackrock haven't hinted at this? It's yeah. I apologize. It is a clickbait title. I do apologize for that. It's based off, the information here. Blackrock's not confirmed that, no. But again, basically Blackrock are not going to confirm that. But it's based on all the information here about a lot of imminent regulations coming through in just 2 weeks. All that sort of stuff. And then ultimately about the fact that Casper's already got institutional adoption coming through. A lot of big things coming. ETFs being considered. And then, of course, Marathon, who do mine Casper, they can't do anything but the say-so of their shareholders, and BlackRock's the biggest shareholder. So BlackRock does inherently know of Casper. Marathon have been mining Casper since 2023, and with the fast-tracking of imminent regulations, and Gretzko also doing Casper, we could potentially see BlackRock ETFs happening in a cycle. Gretzko will list in 2036. Hey, maybe. Who knows? I'm very confident we're not earlier than that, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Simon Kidd says in one of his comments that Casper has less potential to pump than Tau. I mean, that's not much of a comparison, I believe, because Tau is AI, and it's the biggest AI project. And if you watched my stream yesterday, and if you're part of my executive community, you would have seen the post I put in there about the big shift in AI. I've put a lot of decent AI posts in there, I'd like to believe. You'll see that AI right now is going through a drastic shift. This happened yesterday. Nvidia flipped Apple. That's a key sign towards a soon-to-be crypto AI cycle. So Tau being the biggest AI project in the space, I imagine Tau will pump quite a lot. Where to, I can't say for sure, but I think Tau has a good chance to pump quite a lot. I mean, look at Tau's chart. I think it's got a lot more room to grow with the AI cycle where it's positioned right now. I think Casper EP is going to pump very, very well as well. But Tau's also a much larger project as well. You'll see Tau ETFs, I'm sure, before Casper's. What's your pipeline for that show? Not financial advice once more. If I'm looking at it right now, the way my hopeful is 1 billion market cap, but it depends inherently on the price of Casper and where it reaches. If Casper only reaches $1, which is a $25 billion market cap, then it could reach 1 bill, but it might be a bit harder. But if it reaches $2, then I think it's more likely. The way, to my understanding of the memes, or the biggest meme underneath the project, is it should capture 5 to 10% of the total market cap of the project. So if Casper reaches 50 bill market cap, the top one, Nacho, should reach 2.5 to 5 bill by that logic. But again, that's just from what I understand of this part of the sector. I cannot confirm that, of course. It's just from what I know. Nacho for me is one that I think will definitely rally from here. If I was to be extremely conservative, I think 200k, and even that's a 10x from here, which is decent. Seco AI, whatever it is, Vader AI and virtuals. I do know of virtuals, which is a very, very big one, and I imagine if you're in my community, you've also seen the one I put in there of the one that is similar to virtuals but is on the Solana chain, which is called Trisig. I think that is going to be quite a big one. Because it's on a bigger chain. So I think that'll do quite well as well, Trisig. There's other ones like Desync. I mentioned Desync a while ago, and Desync have gone through quite a big rally recently. This looks quite decent, truth be told. I think it's going to be very big. But Desync also did a decent rally recently. I've been thinking about Desync for low-key for quite some time now. And Desync has a big correction right now, down 16%, which is crazy. But they also released recently their own AI agent, hence why you saw a new all-time high, called Destra AI, I believe. Murad is a scammer. Idiots like him destroy crypto. While I understand and to an extent agree with your sentiment there, Murad was shilling the living hell out of SPX ages ago, when it wasn't even a 100 mil market cap, and look where it's at now. I'm not saying he's the reason for that, but because he called this so early on, all the way down here, and now it's over 1 bill market, people are going to be like, oh yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He was a Bitcoin maxi that shifted to memes, effectively. That's who Murad is. But because of it's a similar thing. The same way in this post here with Coin Bureau saying there's Kaspa unlocked, which is incorrect, because he's such a well-known name, he will have influence. I don't think he's affected by Kaspa at all, but it's just the premise of, again, if Murad says this will do well, I think he has enough influence to cause a price move. I mean, the reason why the likes of M1G is moving right now, and I think it can also go higher, right now it's already rallied a bit more since we're doing the stream, is because of the FaZe team. The likes of FaZe Bank who are actively shilling this project. And again, those executives who got in early would have heard about it. I tweeted at 40 mil, said I'm waiting for correction, said I'm buying in at 30 mil, and up, over 3x right now. And I haven't taken any profits from it yet because I think it's going to actually rally higher. I'm hoping, 300 mil at least from this. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, those who want to learn more, again, check out the What page, 7-day free trial right now. And you'll be grandfathered in at these prices before we end up buying them in the future, whenever that is. So go check it out, link in the description chat and also on my YouTube homepage. There's a lot more coming to this space. With Trump's inauguration so close, I do think we are due to see this potentially be the last liquidation event. And that's also proven in extent from these sort of information here. The CBI is still saying we're at 80 when it loads, or 79 even now. So it means that we still are relatively high, but we still have room for growth. The pie chart also suggests, the pie cycle top indicator also suggests we're nowhere near the top here. We've still got more. When these two tend to cross, it tends to indicate a market top. So we've got more room to run. And equally then, looking at the funding heat map, it's cooled off right now. So yeah, the last month been very, very cool. So we're not seeing the adoption come through just yet. And I think you'll see potentially, not financially, start seeing a lot more heat come through with regulations coming through potentially very, very soon. Well, potentially in 2 weeks, according to Mike Johnson. New to the stream as well, just bought a medium bag of Drive King and Polytrader by Virtual. Sin City Crypto says possibly huge gains. What do you guys think? I have not heard of either. I have not looked into those two. I've heard of Polytrader. I tell a lie. I have heard of Polytrader. I haven't heard of Drive King or Drift King, whatever it is. But I mean, I think ultimately there's still a massive there's a massive incentive and potential for AI agents and AI projects in the meme sector right now, whether it be on Base or Sui or even Solana chain, which is my personal preferred one. I think they can all do very, very well because of the nature of where AI is going right now. And that's predominantly where most of the gains have come from with the executives in the page so far. From 25x's to 5.5x's to, making a 3x in a day quite comfortably. We've done it with Build, I did it with Xeno as well, many, many more. There'd be a lot of very big wins so far. But I admire your courage to keep live streaming Kaspa every day, but I think it's time to move on. Hey, I'll move on when I think Kaspa is when there's nothing more for Kaspa to offer. And even then I probably will. For me, Kaspa Kaspa hasn't got smart contracts out yet. It's not got 10 BPS out yet. You have the INA TBA deciding their winner at the awards in roughly 3 to 4 weeks. You've got massive tier 1 listings that's not come out yet. Why would, again, not by any means slading you 17-cent killer, but my theory is, my mindset is, why would I stop talking about, while the price actually is struggling, yes, why would I start talking about Kaspa, why would I stop talking about Kaspa when all the major catalysts haven't even occurred yet? Binance, 10 BPS, smart contracts, crypto adoption, which of course can just be talked about in any stream, but then correlating that to the fact that you potentially have Kaspa ETFs coming out soon, all this sort of stuff as well. I mean, you have been seeing, I imagine, gradually me when I talk about Kaspa, I do talk about other things, other projects, some more AI being spoken about here and there. I speak about XRP on occasion as well. I speak about Sui on occasion as well. I speak obviously about the picks and stuff that we've been making a lot of money through in the what page. You know, I can talk about other things as well, but Kaspa still is my primary holding for a reason, because I think, as Kaspa through the states here, it is revolutionary technology, and the loyal holders will be rewarded. I do wholeheartedly believe that. How is Chris considering grass? I got a little airdrop of it and sold it all at 0.7. I have no clue. I mean, Grayscale are doing nothing well. They're considering apparently Hype, ENA, Virtual Dupe, JTO, and Grass. I imagine you'll also see Kaspa hopefully soon. Apparently they're making the next report on the 15th. If that's the case, we'll have to wait and see, and hopefully it'll be a very, very big day for Kaspa as a result. That being 5 days before Trump's inauguration could actually be a major catalyst, but again, time will tell. Hopefully Bitcoin can start, recovering from its, liquidation, if you will. Because I do believe, with, especially this being so soon after this interview here, which happened a day or two ago with Mike Flood, or not be surprised it's just a liquidation event. Institutions, other people trying to get everyone out of the market, wells out of the market before the regulations come through and you see crypto pumping. Is a BlackRock invest in Kaspa? We already spoke about it in the stream, my man. The TLDR is we're seeing regulations apparently being confirmed to come in just 2 weeks or less than that with Trump's inauguration. They're fast tracking them. They want to launch out Trump's agendas immediately. And we already know that Kaspa has ETPs launched. They have connections to the new SEC chairman with Paul Atkins through Zodia and Securitize and whatnot. Grayscale considering Kaspa as well, also a big deal. And then equally Marathon being the biggest deal, who have been mining Kaspa since 2023. Their largest shareholder is the likes of BlackRock, and Marathon can't technically make any decisions without their shareholders go ahead with their shares, with their say so. So with that logic, with ETFs being considered by Grayscale for Kaspa already, ETPs already launching, with regulations coming out in potentially just 2 weeks, and with Marathon increasing the allocation more and more of Kaspa, I speculate that BlackRock will likely buy Kaspa this cycle, potentially through ETFs or whatever it may be as well. But of course, time will tell. Kaspa for me is early, and I think there's a lot of I think Kaspa is going to shock and win over a lot of doubters in this cycle. People down Kaspa, I think it's going to win a lot of them over with what is to come in this cycle. What's the reason for today's pullback today? I just think it's a liquidation event. I haven't found any sources suggesting why. If I do, I'll be linking it in my community, my Discord server. I'll be linking it in my free Discord server, so by me go check that out. But I haven't found a reason for why crypto and Bitcoin's pulling back. I think it might just be a liquidation event. Or maybe it's off the back of Trump's recent announcements about how... Actually, it probably is off the back of Trump's recent announcement about how bad interest rates are. Him saying that, because ultimately the Fed has been saying, oh yeah, interest rates aren't too bad, inflation isn't too bad, sort of stuff, and now Trump's saying actually it's terrible, and he wants to do a lot to try and rapidly fix this. That might be the reason why you're seeing a heavy correction. But I mean, by all means, do your own research and try and find out yourself. There's going to probably be multiple reasons why, but we are still, to an extent, quite early. When blood runs in the streets, yes, as Nathan Rothschild stated, yeah, when blood's in the streets, that's the time to buy. Who do I need to call to stop dumping? I mean, call BlackRock, I don't know. Actually, no, call Kaspa Frog. Okay, every time he buys Kaspa, it dumps. So call Kaspa Frog. I have 1 mil turbo and 500k Kaspa, thinking of swapping the turbo for Kas before 10 PS kicks in, or should I wait for turbo takeoff? That's up to my man, not a financial advisor. If you think turbo's going to do well, then by all means go for it. I think Kaspa's got a decent upside potential from this point here. I can't attest for turbo. I don't look at turbo much at all. I know it's one of the bigger meme projects, but it's not one of my personal bags. I think Kaspa's got a potential, but it's ultimately down to you, my man. The fact that you've got diversification in both, I think is, good. So it means you won't miss out. It just means, you may pretend, again, trying to call if I was going to do better it's truly, no one knows. Turbo could 10x from here, which Crypto John seems to believe it will do. Kaspa could 10x if not more from here, which again, even Crypto John is going to do that as well. It just comes down to what you believe. So I mean, trade at your discretion, my man. when I see people say it's time to move on, that basically means it's time to accumulate more. You know what I mean? Again, I have no reason to stop moving on for Kaspa. No reason at all. Kaspa for me is a very, very solid project, even now. Hold turbo and buy Kaspa after the run. I mean, yeah, some people would say otherwise. Ultimately, do your own research, trade your discretion. If you want to know more about crypto and other market sentiments and even Kaspa, you know, we talk about Kaspa predominantly, but we also have a meme section. You can ask questions in there. People will give you their own 2 cents, but do your own research about it. Got a free Discord server, again, go check it out. And if you want to have a little insight, an inkling into what we are doing in the executive page, we've got a 7-day free trial currently ongoing, and you know, at a price before we to be grandfathered in before it ends up increasing. We're talking about other means of trading right now. The main thing seems to be around AI agents, but even then we've gotten some good picks from MLG build recently. This is one of our biggest ones at Exo Cortex, and we'll see many more coming as the cycle matures and develops as well, with transfer inauguration again 2 weeks away. Very, very bullish. But that being said, thank you everyone once more for watching today's stream. If you enjoyed the stream, as always, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And yeah, hopefully some big things are going to be coming out in the next couple of days. Hopefully we see Bitcoin recover from its liquidation. Time will tell. Tune into tomorrow's stream, be same time as always. Actually, no, tomorrow's stream might be a little bit earlier than usual. Maybe 2 hours earlier. I have to make an announcement, formal announcement in my community. But have a great day, good evening, and good night. And I'll see you all tomorrow.